Are you the children who were lost? That's the question strangers asked 11-year-old Emma after she and her sister left their wagon train to take a shortcut on the Oregon Trail. Years later, Emma wrote down what she remembered. At first, I thought this was simply the memories of an 11-year-old girl on her journey on the Oregon Trail. Then I read one passage near the end of her journal. The first incident that made an impression on my mind was about the Indians. My sister Sarah, 10 years old, and I, 11, were walking behind the train. Coming to one of the Indian trails, we thought to gain time by taking it. Then behold, some 200 or 300 yards in front of us were several Indians tending their ponies. Fear lent wings to our feet. We sped back until we came to the wagon road. Exhausted, we reached camp as evening shades were falling. What was our chagrin to have gained notoriety as persons, almost strangers, came to our wagon and asked, "Are you the children who were lost?" On April 15, 1847, my parents and their 5 children started on the long and perilous journey to Oregon, our goal being Portland. About this time, the people collecting from all quarters formed themselves into a company consisting of 42 wagons and ox teams. After crossing the Missouri River, we were in Indian grounds. One morning in the Pawnee country, 40 braves came into our camp. Some of the company were scared nearly out of their wits. One man could scarcely load his gun, his hand shook so. Father Mitchell, who had been in the Black Hawk War, picked up a little twig and went to meet them. They shook hands, exchanged presents, and the Indians left us in peace. Later, those same Indians returned and took 2 valuable mares, one belonging to the captain and the other to Father Mitchell. We took Greenwood's Cutoff, a stretch of 40 miles without water. The stock nearly perished for water. One of our teams drank from a small pond. It proved to be alkali. 2 oxen dropped dead in the team 2 hours later. There was one marriage in our company. After the bride and groom retired to their wagon, a party of men and boys hauled the wagon half a mile from camp and left it there. Some evenings we had dancing and a much gayer time than some might imagine. At one time in the Grand Ronde Valley, the Indians joined also. It was a comical sight. On account of the weakened state of our teams, Father wrote Dr. Whitman, hoping to find work teaching at the mission. When we came to Umatilla, some 25 miles from Whitman Station, an Indian came bringing a letter from Dr. Whitman. Mother objected to stopping, so we continued our journey to the Dalles. A later family note explains why. According to this account, Emma's mother had her last precious change of stockings stolen by an Indian who entered her tent while she was bathing her feet. one personal right that she had clung to at all costs. This was the reason she refused to stay where she would have to spend the winter among that sort of Indian. When they reached Vancouver, they learned that news of the Whitman massacre had arrived before them. Dr. Whitman, his wife, and 17 others had been killed only weeks earlier. But the journey was not over. The family still faced one final challenge before reaching their new home. Too late in the season to cross the Cascade Mountains safely, they took the river route. Taking their boat over the Cascade Falls, it went to pieces. Finally, after months on the trail, they reached Portland on the last day of the year, 1847. Emma's story survived because someone in her family thought it was worth keeping. Along with her journal was this note written by her granddaughter in 1947. Fortunately, someone did, and because they did, we can still hear the voice of an 11-year-old girl who crossed the Oregon Trail in 1847.